All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and ruling well. Also, would like to give double honors to the men who taught them. Peace, blessings, salutations to the Akim who are putting on as the elect, who are striving for perfection and that crown of righteousness by being obedient to what is written inside these scriptures. Shalom. This is your brother Kasai, GMS Austin. Just wanted to really go into a lesson a lot of Akim have been going into this system of, the new world, order that's there. All right. The system is already set. All this world is waiting on is this major event, that's going to usher it in, usher in ultimately the MO to the beast at the end of the day, Charagma, the implementation of the RFID microchip. Okay, so I'm gonna play this clip, get some precepts, and prayerfully this will be edifying to the elect. All right, because we are in those times, man. We are at the end, and this is fair use. All right, I'm not making any money off of this, and no monetary funds. Just teaching the scriptures, teaching the word of God. And this is from the page Arrows of Indignation. Brothers always posting clips and giving out that information, being a watchman for the house of Israel, a true watchman. All right, so with the water, subscribe and be edified to that brother's page.
This is Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, and I want to do a quick update about a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's two parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact. And if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being completely adopted. This is the World Health Organization's runaround, or end around. Since they were not able to get the World Health Organization treaty passed, they decided to take it to the General Assembly. And it is even more egregious than what the World Health Organization was wanting to get passed. Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. It says that this is the power structure, fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. So anytime you hear global citizen or anytime you hear sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence. Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads. This is the future, according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. These are unelected bureaucrats that are making decisions about our country, our sovereignty around the world. Nothing could be more important at this point in time than to get prepared. Have water, food, digital access, flashlights.
Right. So the system is there. And the system in which we're speaking of is the beast system, man. All right. The system in which Esau, the self-proclaimed white man who's the ruler of Babylon the Great, who's the ruler of this world in which we live in right now, is operating in. All right. So this is Habakkuk 2:3. It says, for the vision is yet for appointed time, man. This vision, what's written inside the scriptures, okay, is a vision that only a few men can see. It says, but the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and not tarry, man. So the vision that goes into this man causing all right, this system that's being implemented for his totalitarianism system, or his tyrannical system, that he wants total domination over the entire world, he's getting ready to execute. He's getting ready to implement his plan at the end of the day. All right. He's getting ready to go all out because he understands that, man, we are at the end, man. He has been discovered. All right. He has been uncovered. He's been made bare, as the scriptures talks about. Let's grab this right quick. This is Jeremiah 49:10. It says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, man. And the Lord has made Esau bare through the mouthpiece of the prophets, the men that understand the scriptures and are bringing it out and making it clear and plain to the rest of the world. You know, all the evidence that the Lord has left for us so that we can really distinguish between the nations of people that are on earth. And we can distinguish and see that the ruling class people, the ones who are in authority right now, would be considered the Edomites, according to these scriptures. All right, the self-proclaimed white man. Right, and by his characteristics, his tactics that he's used throughout all the earth, we are extrapolating that this man is the man of sin. All right, all the rape, robbing, and murdering, the stealing, the killing, and destroying. Man, he's coming, you know, after the workings of the devil. So this Jeremiah 49:10 says, "But I have made Esau bare; I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not." Man, so he cannot hide himself. So he's trying to, you know, finesse or finagle out of this that corner that he's in right now. All right, his back is against the wall. We see him for the reason why the earth is in the state that it's in right now. All right, Job 9:24 says the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So we see that because he's in rulership, there's no peace on earth. All right, I believe that's in Revelation 6:4. You know, how he was given that great sword to take peace off of the earth, man. There's no peace on earth as long as he's on the earth and ruling. All right. So it says, and he is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not, man. Here's a testimony. The last couple of weeks, the Lord has been sending random, who I perceive to be Edomites, just coming up to me talking about how bad they got it. You know, how they're racially discriminated against on a high level all day long and everything. How they just, you know, how they're just spoiled at this point in time. You know, how they're not living in their paradise. And it's, you know, all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man, because the Lord is showing these things to his prophets, his servants, man. All right. Let me grab this right quick. This is 1 Samuel 9:9. It says, before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of Yahweh, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer, man. Let's get into this word seer. All right. Go to this outline of biblical usage. Matter of fact, let's get this word first.
Strong's H, 7200. Ra'ah.
Right.
Ra'ah.
Means to see, look at, inspect, perceive, consider. To see, have vision. All right. To look at, see, regard, look after, see after, learn about, observe, watch, look upon, look out, find out. To see, observe, consider, look at, give attention to, discern, distinguish. To look at and gaze. All right. To be visible, to be seen. But, all right. Right here, it says to see, to have vision. So the seers were the ones who had the vision. All right. They seen these things that the scriptures were speaking of, and they went and told the rest of the world, the rest of the house of Israel, ultimately. But the whole world ultimately has to hear these things too, man. They have to hear their crimes. All right. Dealing with these other heathen nations and starting with the Edomites. They have to hear that there will be punishment for what they've done to the house of Israel. How they've oppressed them constantly. All right, how they constantly hit them with a stroke of destruction, through that oppression, that affliction that we are still going through right now in this time frame. All right. So the seers had the vision to understand what times that we'll be living in when the Lord Yahweh Shai will return. Okay, so when we see these signs, as it talks about in Habakkuk 2 and 3, come to pass, we understand that the vision is speaking, that the Bible speaks of, and it's in its appointed time, which is the end. This is Matthew 24 and 3. It says, and he sat upon Mount Olives, Yahweh Shai sat upon Mount Olives, says disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Okay, so even then, they were asking Yahweh Shai, the disciples were, when will be the end of the world, man? All right. And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, so we see these things happening right now. We see the wars, the rumors of wars, these many skirmishes, are happening. All right, these are things that the Lord has told the watchmen to be watching for, the seers, who are the prophets. So 7 says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, man. It says, and all these are the beginning of sorrows, man. So the Lord is telling the disciples, the prophets, all right, before a time, that are now standing back on their feet in their lot. The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. So if you was a prophet back then, you're a prophet now. All right. So he's telling them that, man, these are the things that will be happening before the coming of Yahweh Shai, the coming of that great and dreadful day upon the heathen. All right. As it talks about Amos 3 and 7, it says the Lord will do nothing, but he revealed these things to his servants, the saints, man. So these prophets have these mysteries, these secrets, to that vision. So they know when they see these things, what's getting ready to happen. So it says, then shall they deliver. It says, and all these are the beginning of sorrows, man. So we are at the beginning of sorrows, man. All right. We are right at the beginning of Jacob's trouble, and all these things are happening right now, as the scriptures has foretold. And 9 says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right. So they're going to cast many of us into jails for the testimony of Yahweh Shai, and many of us will be put to death for the testimony of Yahweh Shai. 10 says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, as you see that happening right now in the time in which we're living in. All right, so it's no coincidence that these false prophets are saying that we are in the new covenant. All right, they're trying to establish or be rooted inside of Babylon, when the scriptures tells us to flee out of the midst of Babylon. All right, rise ye up and depart. All right, the scriptures talks about how we're going to be, we're going to search Jerusalem with a candlestick. We're seeing who really is with this truth, who's really out here sighing and crying and being obedient to what the scriptures is saying, man. All right, who's out here trying to fill their own bellies. 12 says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. People are getting shot over any and everything right now. All right, parents shooting kids, kids shooting parents, brothers against sisters, sisters against brothers, brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters. It's all out, just blood touching blood. Everybody after each other. 13 says, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved, man. He who keeps the faith, keeps these scriptures, continue to believe on Yahweh Shai, no matter how bad it gets. All right. And do not, cast these words behind them. Hold fast to what you have. These are the men who are going to be saved and delivered, not the ones who are in and out of the world, who are on the fence, lukewarm. Nah, the men who are fervent in these scriptures, doing what is commanded. The Lord said, when I come back, will I find faith on earth? All right, let's grab that one. All right. This is Luke 18:8. It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on earth? All right. Shall he find people still doing what they are commanded to be doing in his time, man? All right, let's get back into it. This is Matthew chapter 24, and I'll start at 13. It says, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved, and the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached unto the world, man. The gospel of the kingdom, which is the good news, is the vision which is speaking right now. All right. It says the gospel of the kingdom, which is this truth, shall be preached into the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. All right. So after this gospel has reached all throughout the earth, the end will come, man. So this is why you see the vision speaking, meaning the vision, the words are coming alive, hopping off the pages. Okay. And the visions which we're speaking of is this Revelations, which is ultimately the hour of temptation. All right. Which we're leading up to. This is Revelations 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the words of my patience. All right. The words of his suffering, this faith. It said, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon earth. So everyone is going to be tried in this hour of temptation, which is whether you're going to keep the faith in Yahweh Shai, which is the word, the faith in Yahweh Shai, or are you going to trust in this beast system? All right, Esau's, which is Esau's political system, that's, to keep you and sustain you. You still want the breadcrumbs from the table? Are you going to follow after his rulership, his totalitarianism, all right, his draconian measures, his laws, things that he's telling you that if you don't do this, then you don't get that. All right. This is how Esau has been ruling, and now he's coming with great wrath because he knows he has a short time, man. The Lord Yahweh Shai is soon to return when all these things are happening. All right. And they know these things, man, because I've made Esau bare. You cannot hide him. He can't hide himself. All right. Esau spent decades and money, millions and millions and billions of dollars trying to, depict himself as some lamb. All right. Some God-like creature when he's just the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. It's Revelations 13:15. It says he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, man. And he is Esau Edom. All right. The Edomite who's given power to the beast, who had power to give life unto the image of the beast. All right. Which is the Roman political system. Esau is the ruler of the revised Roman political system, or the beast system. Okay. This is Rome 2.0, ultimately America or Babylon the Great. So they're ruling as the same or in the likeness of Rome. Let's get this word. Wow. Let's get this word. Let's see. This is Revelations 13 and let's see, 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image. Let's get this word image.
Strong's G 1504, icon,
which means likeness or representation or resemblance, image. All right. So he's given power to be like, this system, to bring forth this system. All right, to operate in it, as it talks about in Maccabees, First Maccabees chapter 8 and 11 goes into how they ruled, in the ancient days. All right, with a Senate. Okay, they had a Democratic Party, a Republican Party. The Democratic Party was the plebeians, all right, which represented the poor class, and the patricians which was the Republicans representing the rich class. All right. And so this is what they're operating in, which is in the Romans 13:11, which talks about the two horns coming up off that beast. This is Revelation 13:11. I just get it. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, man. All right, that fourth beast. Okay. The revised Roman Empire, which is America, aka Babylon the Great. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. Okay, now the two horns represent the two political parties. All right, the Roman political system, basically. And then it says had horns like a lamb. And lamb, goes into being meek, humble, operating like a savior of some sort, in that democracy. I just heard Benjamin Netanyahu was on at the UN saying that we just want peace. We just want peace. He wants the furthest thing from peace, man. And just at the same time he's doing that, he's dropping missiles all over the Middle East. All right, but he's talking about he just wants peace. All right, so you see this system. This political system, you see this lamb operating right now. All right. But it says, and he spake as a dragon. OK, dragon, the revised Roman Empire is what it represents. But also these measures. All right. Goes into his laws, his legislation. All right. His brute force, his the way he's operating out here. Let's see. Draco and Latin is Latin for dragon. Okay, so the word Draco is Latin for dragon, and this is where you get draconian laws. So draconian laws, tradition, Athenian law code, allegedly introduced by Draco C. in 621 BCE. Aristotle, the chief source for knowledge of Draco, claims that his were the first written Athenian laws, and that Draco established the constitution, enfranchising hoplites. The lower class soldiers. Draconian laws were most noteworthy for their harshness. They were said to be written in blood rather than ink. Death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses. All right. So this is what's coming down the line, where these laws that are being implemented, if you break one of them, what's going to be prescribed is death. Okay. And when you don't go along with their system, ultimately, that's what you're going to obtain, war and death. But it says, Revelation 13:11, and then I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all the power of the first beast, which is the Roman Empire. All right. Before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed, man. So the ancient Roman Empire, which is the Roman political system, was healed, and America is causing all to worship that beast system, man. The ways, homosexuality was the predominant sexual intercourse, whatever you want to call it, in that society. All worshiping of false idols and gods, blood sacrifice, and all sorts of wickedness was going on. All right. And this place is telling you that if you don't follow after the ways of this first system of how we operate, that, man, you're going to be put to death in this time frame, as the lady going into that pack that was past this system. Okay. So Revelations 13 and 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, man. In draconian measures. All right. That's what you see happening, and what the lady was speaking of, man. They didn't follow after the image, the likeness of the first beast. All right. And 16 says, and he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Okay. Cause it all. All right. Everybody on earth will be faced with this. All right. And to receive a a MO to the beast, all right, the charagma, all right, in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. So their system that he's implementing is telling you that he wants to merge technology with biology and implant this device inside of your hand, all right, and it's gonna have all your information on. It's gonna let you, it's gonna let them know that you serve after them. You worship their system at the end of the day. All right. So this is what you see happening when you see the video that I played earlier, with the lady doing that situation. Let's see. Going into the World Health Organization, going to the UN, putting these measures together, passing this law, all right, and telling you that, man, if people don't listen, that, man, these things is going to get bad for them. Okay, so, man, we see these prophecies being fulfilled, these scriptures hopping out the pages, and we understand that, man, we are in that time that, man, we have to be making sure we putting this ministry first, understanding, man, this time is short. All right. Time is short, man. So, just wanted to go into this RFID microchip, and go into Revelations 13 a little bit, go into the clip, that brothers is passing around, going into that pack, UN pack that they just passed. But perfectly, this is uplifting, edifying to the body. We'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching us his truth and ruling well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the Akiyam who are putting on as the elect. Shalom.